Did you know you could easily land a 60k rent-to-rent deal without ever owning a property? In this video, I'm going to show you the simple steps to secure your first deal, even if you're just starting out. Quick context, just so you know this is real, then we'll get into the steps. I started with no property background or experience, so the only thing I knew was just traditional buy-to-let, and that's what I did. But the problem is I could only afford to buy one deal, and then I got stuck. But thankfully I found what I'm going to show you today, rent to rent, that I could create cash flow without buying properties without limitations. On this video, I will show you the exact structure I use so you could just copy it safely. Because I ended up with a 7-figure rent to rent business right here in the Midlands. And since then, I've reinvested the profits into over £5 million of properties I do own. And I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of busy professionals just like you replace their income through rent to rent. So let's fact check the math here. Within your first 30 days, you want to do 12 viewings. And on average, after doing thousands of deals, this will lead to a deal. Typically, one deal in our community generates over £1,000 profit per month, positive cash flow. And with the standard contract I recommend, which is 60 months or 5 years, that means 60 times 1,000, you generate £60,000 into your bank. And that's why people love rent to rent, because it can create massive cash flow without a mortgage or without the heavy costs of buy-to-let. Now, this video is going to assume you already have your rent-to-rent business set up in place. And if you're unsure about how to do that, you can download my rent-to-rent business setup guide below, which has laid the foundations for thousands of deals. It's razor sharp and it saves you guessing. It also includes all the limited company information you're going to need, the correct SIC codes to be using so you're set up correctly. So next, the most important first move after setup is this. Choose your target. And I'll tell you the exact things to look for so you don't waste months and months chasing dead deals. This is actually what James did, by the way. He managed to secure a beautiful SA in Nottingham, netting £1,000 a month in less than 30 days. So this stuff works. Okay, so phase one is all about clarity, because if you nail this, you'll stop guessing as you're building a simple plan that you can stick to and look for numbers that actually make sense. Look, I'll never forget it. I remember at the start, I skipped this phase and just jumped straight into viewing properties, because that's what we do. You just want to get out there, right? And I remember I would view a 3-bed apartment, I'd view a 4-bed, and then I'd look at 2-bed townhouses, you name it, I viewed them all. And the problem was, sure, whilst I was gaining some experience, I would leave the viewing needing to establish the research as to whether it was a deal. And a lot of the time they would not be deals, so I'd be wasting my time, or I'll take too long and they'd just get snapped up by other tenants. So all my hard work was in vain. And thinking back, that was a really frustrating time, because if you don't get momentum, ultimately what you're going to do, you're going to quit. And I remember thinking a load of times, maybe this is not going to work. Then I realized, slow down, I needed to work smarter, not harder. Okay? Because, you know, at the time I had a job, I had commitments, I had family. I didn't have loads of time to do this. So I just decided, okay, let me press pause and let me set a clear goal. So my goal was, I want to earn £20,000 per month profit in a year or over the next 12 months. And people looked at me like I was mad, but I had a very clear vision of that goal. So I looked at the market and pinpointed the best properties to achieve my goal were 3-bedroom properties with 2 reception rooms, so I could convert them into 4 beds. And I wanted them all to be in a defined postcode that I knew would attract professionals and students. So can you see how specific that was? I then forgot about everything else and simply viewed those. So at first, my viewing volume dropped. In other words, I was getting less opportunities, but my conversion rate shot right up, because I found 2 in every 3 properties I was able to say yes to the landlord right there and then, because I knew what I was looking for. And then out of those 2, 1 would become a deal. So phase one, it's now time for you to pick your monthly target number and make it specific, like £10,000 a month, not I want more money. Next, establish what your deal magnets are in a 5-mile radius from home. And these are things that create non-stop demand. Think big hospital, major employers, universities, or a massive infrastructure project, because that's what keeps the properties booked 365 days of the year. You might spot that you have like 3 large hospitals and a university close by. So that should be your main focus, because this will inform you that you're aiming for contractor teams, NHS staff, students, so you know exactly what to pay and what you can charge. This is crucial in forming your ideal deal. By the end of phase 1, you can say this: I'm looking for 4-bed houses in Derby for NHS staff, and they need to make me £10,000 a month, which means I need a minimum of 10 properties. And if you can't say it clearly yet, don't panic. It's okay. You good. All right. Just don't move on, because you'll waste hours chasing the wrong properties. And this stops you feeling lost. It protects your time and cash, because we're all busy, because you're chasing only the right deals that fit your bigger picture. Next, this is where most people get caught out. Their plan sounds good, but the numbers just don't hold up. So now we have clarity on your goal and what you're looking to do. Phase 2 is all about validation. Let's validate, okay? So then there's nothing that can stop you from procrastinating, all right? We can prove the error works before you waste your time, and then we can get moving. Now, little story here. Once I'd done my 20 deals in the first year, I'd kind of exhausted that model of those 4-bed properties in that area. But by then I was pretty cocky. You know, I thought any deal I touched was just gonna generate me millions, right? So I started doing a few deals willy-nilly that were not my core, okay, validated deal. And I learned the hard way that it's not just a case of just going for random properties. So I learned that you've got to make sure that every time you shift, or at the beginning when you're first trying to find your ideal deal, you must validate before moving on, okay? Because if you don't, you can end up with properties that are locked in for 5 years that are making you no money. So what you need to do is check out the competition. So first, SA, serviced accommodation. Pull up booking.com, Airbnb, look at local hotels, and let's look at their nightly, weekly, monthly prices, weekends, weekdays. Let's slide the guests from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8. You can even use some dynamic pricing softwares to help you do that as well. So you've got a really clear vision of the potential of your deal, okay? Let's validate it so that you know exactly what you set in phase 1 is going to work. And if you are looking into HMO, because I've always done both, go on SpareRoom, go on Rightmove, and look at the rates that you can get per month, so you know exactly what you can charge, and therefore what is the maximum rent you can pay to the landlords. Now, once you've got your nightly rates for SA and your monthly room rates for HMO, then go and take a look at Rightmove and look at the type of properties you'd be going for in the areas and what rents you would be paying. Then what you can do is you can look at the income versus the outcome and the bills and make sure that we're going to hit that goal. Now, I've had people do this and say, oh, Simon, this deal's only going to make £200. Rent to rent doesn't work. I say, listen, slow down. Let's try this. Then all of a sudden, this other avatar could make £1,800 per month. So this is the power of validating before you move on. Here's the thing. Phase 3 is where most people quit, because you go out there and you start hearing no from agents and landlords. So next, I'll show you exactly what to say so you get the responses that you're looking for without sounding like a beginner. All right, so phase 3 is momentum. And this is where most beginners stall and drift for months without results, okay? All because you're overthinking it, okay? Overthinking the first call, the first viewing. So what you need to do is just keep it simple, do the daily actions, and the deals will come. So it's time to do the fun stuff, okay? So today you're building a hit list. I want you to head over to Rightmove and search for properties available to let in your chosen area that is validated, and create a hit list of 20 letting agents active in your area. Now, a lot of people blindly call agents and say, hi, looking for rent-to-rent deals, or do you do company lets? And the agent says no, and you assume this stuff doesn't work and that Simon off YouTube is chatting. Okay, so look, that is not how you do this. Okay, do not do that. What you need to do instead is this. Whenever you call, you must inquire about a specific property they have available to let. And something like this works better. Hi, I saw you've got a property available on 10 Smith Street. Yeah, they wouldn't give you the number. I saw you've got a property available on Smith Street for £1,500. And then this simple sentence, could I arrange a viewing, please? Yeah, that's simple, okay? Then what you want to do is see the company let strategy once they can see you're serious and once they have an active interest on one of their active properties. Because here's a secret, letting agents have a board at the back of the office with all the available listings, and they have a leaderboard as to who can get the most lets. So if you give them a reason to work with you early without putting all these snags and complications, they're more likely to let you in. Now, back in the day, I was really bad at organization, so I'd be keeping all of this stuff in my head. Don't be like me. Keep a simple spreadsheet, tracking all the data, because once you've called them and exhausted the list, the next phase is to go into the office, and it's really handy to have a record of everything. Plus, no's today doesn't mean no's in 3 months. So you need to consistently do this over a number of months, and that's how the doors will open. But do not rely on agents alone, okay? So now what you want to do is add a simple direct to vendor move. Okay, message 20 local landlords on OpenRent with one simple question. Okay, your property looks fantastic. I'm really interested. Could I arrange a viewing? I can't believe I'm telling you all this stuff, guys. Like, this stuff works. Now, notice once again, not pushing rent to rent too early as you sound like a newbie from a course. Okay, you want to be a genuine, solid inquiry, and the landlord will sense that and respond positively. So aim for 2 to 5 viewings a week, depending on your schedule, because the point is to see real stock and learn fast, not to be perfect on the first viewing. This phase is all about reps, not perfection. And you'll soon figure out a sourcing method that works for you. And once you develop it, double down on that strategy, and it's simply rinse and repeat. By the end of phase 3, you should be talking to either the landlord directly or a person who can get you in front of them, and you should have real viewings booked in. Once you've got consistent calls and viewings, you're close to your first rent-to-rent deal, so just keep going. Take Jeannie and Stuart, okay? These guys were all about replacing their income, getting out of work, and Jeannie is now full-time in property from her rent-to-rent portfolio. She's hit 5 deals in just a matter of months, and she's scaling to 10 deals this year. Now, phase 4 is commitment, and this is the part where a lot of people wobble, and it's such a shame because you're so close to the end result. Because now you actually have the viewings, you've got to run the numbers, you've got to make the offer, and ultimately you've got to confirm the deal. My first viewings still make me laugh. I'll never forget, my routine was always the same, okay? Strong coffee, straight to the dome. I put on my weddings and funeral suit, the only set of smart shoes I had, really pointy, I'd struggle to walk in them. I'd walk awkwardly, okay, down the apartment steps, it was an absolute joke. I'd go via the printers to pick up an individually printed A4 gloss makeshift brochure that I literally had printed out as per the viewing. And if somebody didn't show, I had them and got upset. And then I'd park outside the house 10 minutes early, waiting. Okay, I'd wait for the landlord to come. Now, look, at the beginning, I would get absolutely grilled for 15 minutes. I was just winging it, trying to answer questions I didn't really know the answers to. And I had no real idea how to go from the viewing to the close. And to be fair, I was doing it all wrong because I would kind of nervously at the end of the viewing say, all right, I'll run the numbers and get back to you, which I later learned was all wrong. Okay, I was wasting weeks and wasting really good deals actually, which at the time, it does not feel good, okay? Because every day when I'd go back home to Lucy, she'd be like, anything? And I'd be like, no. And I'd feel ashamed. I'd feel like I was wasting my time. I feel like just going back to the day job and like property is not right for me. The truth is, it took me 20 plus viewings to learn. Your only goal here is just to understand the landlord's real problem. Is it, I'm fed up with tenants, I live too far away. Maybe I just need consistent guaranteed rent because financially I'm in trouble. Because your offer just needs to fix that problem in one sentence. Let them do the talking and just explore, their motivation, and then simply, assess whether rent to rent is a good fit. Most of the time it is. And then if it is, the next logical step is for them to work with you. Do not force it. Do not follow all these courses that say guaranteed rent 3 to 5 years. Don't do all that. Just be a real human and see if you can help. Then don't walk away. Get a yes in principle. Speak to the landlord and see if they're on board. Follow it up with a very simple email, and that is your window then to do the deeper research. Look at the monthly expenses, the potential income, your break-even points, and then you're ready to rock and roll. And then you want to negotiate the terms like the length of the agreement, who covers what, notice periods and permissions. Calm, clear, and no waffle. And using the right contracts and making sure you're compliant here is crucial, as this is where you want to protect yourself, and this is where a lot of deals can go wrong. By day 30, if you've executed the 4 phases and hit your 12 viewings, you will have a deal on the table. I know what you're thinking, Simon, it sounds so easy. Look, it's not easy, but it's simple if you just follow this structure. And that's why I did it 20 times in my first year. I've done it over 70 times since, personally, and I've helped thousands of people just like you replicate because this system works. Now, if you want to get moving and you feel like, do you know what? I want to get started. I'm excited. Make sure you download the setup guide below. And if you want to know what to specifically say to landlords so you don't put your foot in it, click on this video.